Hi, and welcome. You're listening to the X22 Report. My name is Dave, and this is episode 1966A, and today's date is September 10th, 2019, and the title of the episode is, The Next Economic Move is Being Prepared. Watch Gold. Now, before we get started, I wanted to talk about protecting yourself. Nothing invokes full-scale panic like Wall Street panicking, but quietly, secretly, U.S. corporate insiders, they're preparing. CNN reported $600 million of stocks has been sold each day in August. This only happened previously before the 2008 crash. Meanwhile, gold is rocketing, and demand is at a 3-year high, according to the World Gold Council. Precious metals, gold, silver, as an IRA or 401k rollover will keep you safe and help you ride out the latest storm. Call Noble Gold right now at 877-646-5347, or you can hit the link below and you'll get the free gold and silver investment guide that has been downloaded over 50,000 times. Let's get into the economic collapse financial news. Now, as we know, the central bank system, it is not designed to last more than 50 years or so. It's around this time frame. And in around 40, 45 years, the whole thing starts to collapse. And they need some type of an event to explain why the whole system is coming down. Of course, they're never going to expose themselves. They're going to say it's because of X, Y, Z. During this period of time, we understand that people, they have a very difficult time getting by. And this is why we've seen throughout time that people had to resort to not just one person working, two people working, maybe even two people working having two jobs, and they still can't make it. Then they had to bring on credit cards. Think about the beginning of when the central bank took us off the gold standard and how things completely changed. Remember when you were able to buy an automobile with cash? Remember when one person was able to work? Remember when you didn't need credit cards and the dollar was actually kind of worth something? And then all of a sudden we came off the gold standard and everything started to fall apart. You needed more than one person to work, maybe two people working with two jobs. You needed credit cards. You needed to continually use credit cards and get additional credit cards. We went from paying cash for cars to financing to extending the finance terms to leasing to extending the leasing terms. All of this is happening because the entire central bank system is falling apart. The dollar is continually losing value. And as it loses value, it is harder and harder for people to survive. We're going to end up at a point where the whole system is just going to freeze up. Why? Because of debt, because the dollar will be worth absolutely nothing, and you'll need a lot more of it just to get by. It won't even help that there's two people working or two people working with two jobs. The credit cards won't even work because you'll run out of space to add credit. Then what do? This is why they need to restart the system. When I say they, I'm talking about the central bank system. They understand that their system only lasts for a particular time. They're not going to tell the everyday person. The mainstream media is not going to tell the everyday person because then everyone will be looking, why are we in this system? That doesn't make sense. And you can see right now that the system is struggling. Think about this for a second. Something isn't right. The Fed cut rates, and we can see the Fed is going to cut rates again. We see there's negative rates in Europe. But U.S. credit card interest rates have soared to the highest since 2001. Why? And despite credit card rates being an 18-year high, U.S. revolving debt, largely made up of credit card debt, has exploded in July to its highest on record. Why? Because people need to use credit to purchase goods. Many people out there, they don't have enough cash to purchase goods. They rely on credit. Think about it. If we stripped away all credit cards, this would be a disaster for the United States. The majority of people would not be able to survive. Then strip away automobile loans, student loans, everything that has to do with credit. If you had to survive on the dollar and what you have in your bank account, how many people could on the way they are living? They would have to really change the way they were living. What would that look like? Would that look like the U.S. that we know? Or would it look completely different? This is why all of this has been introduced. Because they know their system was never going to allow the people to survive if they just used cash. This is why they needed to introduce credit, introduce loans, and continually do this. This is why they created the credit score. We don't need any of this. If we were out of a central bank system and we were in a sound money system, why would we need credit? Yes, there might be times where we say, okay, listen, I used up all my cash. I need credit to get by. But the everyday person, just to survive, they wouldn't need credit. And you probably wouldn't need credit to purchase a car. Maybe a home, maybe not. But otherwise, to live your everyday life, to go out shopping, to buy food, you wouldn't need it. Actually, if you stripped away credit right now, the U.S. would look like a third world nation. People would not be able to survive. It would be a disaster. And this is why Q has told us that gold is going to destroy the Fed. The Fed's going to be restructured. The entire system is going to be restructured. Already we have Citigroup out there. They released an analyst note, and they're expecting gold prices to trade stronger for longer, possibly breaching $2,000 an ounce and posting new cyclical highs at some point in the next year or two. Now, I know that gold is down today. Don't worry about gold bobbing up and down. You're not buying it, then selling it, buying it, then selling it, trying to make a profit. That's not the purpose of gold. Think about China, Russia, and many other countries out there. Are they out there buying it, selling it? No, when the price goes down like this, this is an indicator that it's on sale. If I told you that, hey, look, see these television sets? They're $1,000 a piece. But today, they dropped to $800 or $700. What would you do? You would go out and you purchase the TV. Now, what's really the TV worth? Absolutely nothing. When gold loses value, people freak out and they sell it. No, it's the same as a TV, but gold is worth something. As the price comes down, it's an indicator letting you know right now, for this very short period of time, it's on sale. You can get a lot more gold with that paper currency. So do it. Because we're expecting gold to move back up. But everyone looks at it and says, I must get out of it today. No, it's an insurance policy. And gold, this is something we need to watch because gold is going to take off like we've never seen before. And once Trump and the patriots start transitioning us into this new economic system, it is going to be way too late for most people. Now, think about what the central bank has done in the past. Remember back in 2011, gold started to rise. It hit 1,500, 1,600, 1,700, 1,800 from April through August of that year. And it hit 1,900 and change on August 23rd, 2011. And then it was brought back down, and the following 5 years, it stayed at 1,100. Remember, they never expected Trump to win. They thought by holding the gold price down, no one would realize what was going on, that it was the central bank that was the problem. They were going to have their event. Since Trump has won, that entire plan is out the window. All of a sudden, we went from 1,100 up to 1,500. Yes, when he got elected, it was around 12 and change, 1,300. but we've gone up to 1550. Yes, it's going to come down a little bit. It's going to bob up and down. But when we look back in time, you're going to watch it move up every single time. And every single time you see the gold price dip like this is my personal opinion, this is what I do, you purchase more. If you can't afford gold, purchase silver. And once again, this is what we're watching, because gold is going to be the indicator. When it hits 2,000, when it hits 2,500, this is letting you know that the central bank fiat system is dying. Every time gold moves up, that means the central bank fiat system is dying a little bit more. And people, when gold hits a certain price and people start to realize what's going on, the everyday person starts to realize this, everyone's going to make a mad rush to gold, which means the central bank fiat system is going to completely implode on itself. The system is going to die no matter what. The patriots now are in control to transition us out of this system, just like the central bankers, the deep state, transitioned us from a somewhat gold-backed system prior to 71 into a fiat system. We're just reversing everything right now. And Q has told us that gold is going to destroy the Fed. And we're watching gold continually move up. And this is what we need to watch, because there are certain levels that we're going to realize that, yes, we are on our way. And I believe 2,000 is going to be one of them. Once we hit that 2,000 mark once again, people are going to start to wake up. And people are going to start to purchase. And it's going to be too late for many, many people. So continually watch gold. That is the indicator. Listen, everyone, thanks a lot for listening. Be well, be safe, and especially be prepared. Thanks a lot.